Hello everyone and welcome to a Farming Sim 19 tutorial. Today we are talking about goats. No, just kidding, cows. If we go into our shop, placeables, animal pens, and we go all the way over here to cow pasture. This one will hold 50 cows, this one 200. You will need to give them, this sign right here is for total mixed ration, which we'll talk about. And then hay, straw, water, and silage. So go ahead and buy that, plop it down, and then go to the front of your cow pen and go into your animal dialog box and buy some cows. All of these act the exact same way. These are just cosmetic differences. So double click them so they end up on your farm and confirm, and then they will be in your pen. And if you go into your animals menu, you will see that you have bought some cows. Now if we look at our information here, we have cleanliness. Cleanliness, sometimes their food will come out of the trough over here like that. Just scoop it up with the front loader, dump it back in, cleanliness will go back up. Water, buy a water tower. You can see down yonder in the distance a water tower that is under miscellaneous placeables. Just plop it down somewhere on your farm. Unlimited water. You'll also need a water tank, so go into tools and animals, and this little guy here will hold water. There's also some at the end we'll talk about later. And you just drive the tank to the water tower to fill it up. It won't cost you a thing. And then drive it back over here to the water trough and hit the I button or whatever your controls say, and it'll fill it up. Water's easy, that's all it is. Straw. If we go over here, we need to give them straw for bedding. So you can use a loading wagon, which is what I usually do. You can also use hay. You can also use straw bales and a couple machines. So if I go over here, I can show you that. This is the Kuhn Primor something something. And what I did, I just threw in some straw bales that I bought in the shop. You can also bale yourself. And you just go over here and unload it. You'll see the pipe is facing that direction. So make sure it's facing that direction. Again, if you just want to load with a loading wagon straw off of your field, you can do that. Or you can use one of these extensions here. These go onto front loaders. I showed it in my sheep video. If you're not sure how to do straw or straw baling, I'll link to some tutorials that will cover those in much greater depth, but they're just a little outside of the scope of this video and it'll take way too long. So that's straw. And now we got to feed them. So cows, this gets a little confusing. If you look here at the bottom, it says total mixed ration 100%, hay silage 75, grass 25. So this gives me the impression that if you give them hay or silage and grass, you'd be at 100%. That is incorrect. I tested it. I only got to about 80%, 70 or 80% productivity. The only way to get 100% is to give them the TMR, the total mixed ration. But for now, let's talk about hay, grass, and silage. For grass, you can use grass bales or just use a loading wagon, mow some grass, pick it up, take it over here, unload it, and you fed them grass. For hay or silage, you can do the same thing. Use a loading wagon, or you can either bale your own silage or hay. You can choose. You don't have to do both, hay or silage. Or you can go into the shop and buy your silage or hay bales, and you'll get 4,000 units of each. And all you have to do, if I can get down this hill without spilling it, is go over to your food and just kind of drop it, and boom. We have given it silage, and we go into our cows, and look at that. More hay, more silage, more grass. Now, we need, if I speed up time, our productivity will actually go up. When you start a new game, it starts low for some reason. Here we go, 90%. Now, for total mixed ration, you have to go into tools, animals, buy one of these mixers, or under vehicles, under animals, this is the same thing. This can just drive itself. And you're basically going to make a mixture of hay, grass, and straw. So real quickly, I'm not going to show you the process of that, but if you go into here in your controls, you'll see the mixing ratio. It's basically the easiest recipe is 2 hay, 1 straw, 1 silage. And you'll see in the bottom left that is, well, I'd put a little more silage in, but you'll see everything is green, and now I have total mixed ration. I can hit I, it'll give it to them. If you need a more in-depth tutorial, I will link one, but it takes a while to show putting bales, hay, straw, and silage bales into it, so I just want to show you the output in this video. And now if we look here, we have more TMR, our productivity is great. So that is how we feed them and kind of take care of them. Now, they produce, well, they do breed, albeit slowly. They produce manure, slurry, which is just liquid manure, and milk. So if you go to the front over here, you'll have slurry here and solid manure here, and you use those to fertilize your fields. If you go into tools, you have a manure spreader, and you'll just use a front loader and a bucket to shovel solid manure into those. And if you go into slurry tank, you have liquid, your liquid manure will go into those. Just come over here and load it from here, and then you can use those as a fertilizer, kind of a free self-sustaining fertilizer on your farm. Now, the profitable part is the milk, which in this game, for the first time ever, you have to take yourself. So it'll kind of come back here. If you go here, you'll see milk. I guess that's their productivity, because I should have more than that. You will need to buy a tank that holds milk. So if we go to tools, animals, this one only holds water. If we go way over here to the end, we have these, and there's the milk symbol. They're kind of shinier ones. So I have one here, and if I just pull it into the square, it should say start filling. I hit R, milk, I guess I do only have 47, start, and boom, I have a milk tank with 47 liters of milk. If I go into my prices menu, you can find your milk symbol, and you'll see that all of these places sell it. I'm just going to take it to the grain mill because it's close, so I can show you how to sell it. So I'll jump cut to the grain mill. Okay, so here we are. We'll roll over this, and it should say milk, and I can overload, and I'll get like $1, $44. And that is everything about cows. They are super involved. If you need a better explanation of straw, hay, silage, TMR, mowing, grass, all of that, I will link to other tutorials because there's a lot to it. This tutorial is just basically trying to show you a snapshot of each little thing. So I hope it helped. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Like or dislike the video depending on your feelings about it. And of course, as always, have yourselves a very nice day.